Hello and welcome to session 6. So, this is a new module of industrial biotechnology. So, in this module, we'll be discussing about typical production of various industrial products like ethanol, like citric acid, protease, vitamin production, penicillin production, and we'll also be looking into the uh, cheese production, wine production, beer production. We are going to discuss a list of around 10 industrial products that are being produced by biotechnological process. So here we'll be focusing on what organism is used and what are the parameters that are required for the optimum production of the product, and we'll also be looking to the recovery and purification. So in the previous classes we have discussed about a generalized preview of a bioprocess technology. Now we'll be doing it with the examples. So different products require different organisms, and different organisms require different raw materials and different uh, parameters. So all this we'll see, all the products that are available, that are being produced in the uh, biotechnology bioprocess industry. Those have been taken as examples, and the topic of today's discussion is organic solvent. So in that organic solvents there are many organic solvents like acetone, ethanol, we have methanol, but we will in your syllabus it is prescribed as ethanol production, that we will see, right? Okay. Commercially important organic solvents are ethanol, acetone, butanol, and glycerol. These compounds were mostly being produced by petrochemical industry. So these were produced by the petrochemical industries. So in 1970, petroleum and natural gas became scarce. So the production has come down, and due to the exhaustion of the resources got exhausted, since the scientists started to look for an alternative sources. So microbial production of organic acids like ethanol uses low cost raw material like wood, cellulose, and starch. And many a times the cellulose and starch is a waste product, or it is a byproduct of industrial agri industry or agriculture. So this can be used as a raw material for the production. So ethanol, which is C2H5OH, is a clear colorless liquid with a characteristic pleasant odor. Ethyl alcohol is the intoxicating component in beer, wine, and other alcoholic beverages. In dilute aqueous solution, it has somewhat sweet flavor, but in more concentrated solutions, it has a burning taste. It is also used as a biofuel in several countries, and large industrial plants are the primary sources of ethanol production. Uh, and this Recently, biomass is being considered as an important biological resource for the ethanol production. So it is used as a chemical feedstock, solvent. It is used as a solvent for dyes, oil, waxes, explosives, cosmetics. Alcohol is also used as a disinfectant. So all our sterilizers, sanitizers, it contains ethanol or propanol, or the combination of both. For cleaning and lighting in the home and in the laboratory, second only to water as a solvent. So ethanol is mixed with petrol or gasoline to up to 10% and known as gasohol, and used in automobile industry. So is the background for the manufacture of ethanol. So ethanol may be produced by either synthetic or chemical method or by fermentation. Fermentation was until about 1930 the main means of alcohol production. In 1939, for example, 75% of the ethanol produced in US was by fermentation, because it is quite cheap, convenient, and it uses raw material, waste acids raw material. In 1968, over 90% was made by synthesis from catalytic dehydration of uh, ethylene. Due to increase in the price of crude petroleum, the source of ethylene was ethylene used for alcohol production. Attention has turned worldwide for the production by alcohol by fermentation. So that is why fermentation industry is very important. So production of ethanol by fermentation. In recent years, many countries have started production of ethanol by fermentation process. So to do this fermentation, we require some microorganisms and we require the raw material. So as I said you, these are the list of microorganisms that are widely used for the production of ethanol by fermentation process. The first one is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and here the source of carbohydrate or the raw material is it uses starchy material or sugar also can be used. Residual sugar like molasses also can be used, and Saccharomyces ellipsoides also can be used. The sources remain starch and sugary waste material. uh, Cluromyces fragilis. So here also starch and sugar can be used as a raw material. Candida utilis, which is again a fungi, sulfite waste liquor can be used as a raw material. So this is the waste of paper industry. Sulfite uh, waste liquor, which is the byproduct or the waste material of the paper industry. So Candida pseudotropicalis, raw material is lactose or whey. So whey is the byproduct of the dairy industry. So it is the byproduct of the dairy industry, which is liquid. And Zymomonas mobilis, and here starchy material is used as a raw material. Both Saccharomyces cerevisiae or any other species, Saccharomyces urm, Saccharomyces carlsbengenesis, or Candida brassicaceae, and bacteria like Zymomonas mobilis have been employed for ethanol production in industries. The commercial production is carried out with Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is your yeast. So Candida utilis is used for the fermentation of waste sulfite liquor since it also ferments pentoses. So this is all the thing which we have seen in the tabular column. So these are the potential raw materials for alcohol production. So the raw material can be classified as sugary material, which is rich in disaccharides or hexoses and pentoses. Starchy material, which is very rich in polysaccharides, complex polysaccharides. Cellulosic material like wood waste, sawdust, all these things are cellulosic material which is rich in cellulose. So the starchy material, sugary material, so molasses, sugarcane, whey, sulfite liquor and sucrose. So this come under sugary material waste classification or the raw material classification. Excuse me. Starchy material, cereals, wheat, maize, barley, sorghum, potato, tapioca, wheat flour, corn feed, and barley. They are considered as starchy material. And cellulosic material, wood, sawdust, agri waste, paper waste, and municipal solid waste can be considered as cellulosic material. Right. Most of the raw material requires some kind of pre-treatment that depends on the type of the chemical composition of raw material. Sugary materials require mild treatment, whereas starchy material or cellulosic material require extensive treatment. So which can be done usually with the treatment of acid or enzymatic treatment to release the monosaccharides for the production of the alcohol. Right. And so this is a biosynthesis of ethanol. So how ethanol synthesis takes place in the microbes. So the starch or cellulosic material, it has to be hydrolyzed so that the sugars are supposed to be released. The sugars undergo glycolysis, so which is the major pathway in the breakdown of the sugars. So 6 carbon sugars get converted into 3 carbon sugars. So this this pyruvate is been broken down by enzyme pyruvate decarboxylase and thiamine pyrophosphate to acetaldehyde plus carbon dioxide. and this acetaldehyde is interacted with alcohol dehydrogenase, catalyzes acetaldehyde into ethanol. So this is how we get the product in bacteria or in case of microbes. So this is how it is being produced in the industry, a schematic representation of ethanol production by fermentation. So the raw material can be anything. So it can be a raw material starch, it will be rich in starch, it can be cellulose, it can be molasses. So in case of molasses, already unutilized disaccharides, around 40 to 50% of the sugary material is present. If it is starch, it has to be pre-treated because it has to be hydrolyzed to release the sugars. So hydrolysis, clarification and filtration, then sterilization, and then comes fermentation. Here we are going to add the pre-culture. The pre-culture is added. So pre-culture is nothing but our organism of our interest. It can be yeast, it can be any other organism. It has to be added to the fermentation vessel. Then after the fermentation, separation, distillation, dehydration. So once we do dehydration, we get the absolute alcohol, and whatever the waste is present as stillage, which will be stilled, which will be settled at the bottom, that can be used as a feed sterilizer. So this is the overview of how industrial production of ethanol is being taking place. So this is about the raw material. So preparation of the medium or preparation of the raw material. So here all the parameters have been discussed in detail. So the substance can be starch containing substance or juice from sugar cane, wood waste or any other thing. We have to treat it with hydrolysis has to be done. About 1 ton of starch require 1 liter of amylase. So this is how hydrolysis is being done. Complex polysaccharides are being broken down into simple sugars so that the sugars undergo glycolysis and they get converted into alcohol. Uh, So this is about the preparation of the raw material. The second step is the fermentation. So ethanol is produced by continuous fermentation, and hence large fermentations are used for the production of ethanol. The fermentation conditions are very important. The pH is slightly acidic. It has to be around 4 to 4.5 or up to 5. The temperature is around 21 to 27 degree. You may ask me why the temperature has to be around 27 degree, because if you are maintaining higher temperature, there is a chance that ethanol may get evaporated. So that is the reason the temperature has to be maintained between 21 and 27 degree centigrade. But the cultures and culture conditions are different. The fermentation is normally carried out for several days, but within 12 hours the production starts. Although as stated earlier, within 12 hours Saccharomyces cerevisiae start producing ethanol at the rate of 10% volume by volume with 10 to 20 gram dry cell weight per liter, right? So these are the fermentation parameters: temperature, pH, and the time for the production, and we have also discussed about the raw material. The recovery, ethanol can be recovered up to 95% by successive distillation. So we all know about distillation. So where a compound that is having low vapor pressure gets distilled, it gets condensed by a simple distillation method. To obtain 100%, it requires to form an azeotropic mixture containing 5% of water. Thus 5% water is removed from azeotropic mixture of ethanol, water and benzene after distillation. In this procedure, benzene, water, ethanol, and then ethanol benzene azeotropic mixture are removed so that absolute alcohol is obtained. So many a times we must have heard of a word called as distillery. Say for example John Distillery or UB Distillery. Distillery means there they produce alcohol by the process of distillation, which is nothing but a separation. So this is general production of ethanol from sugarcane. So if see in sugarcane industry, the byproduct is, so from the sugar, so if this is the sugarcane, it is being crushed and the milk is being removed, and this milk is used for the production of sugar. It is used for the production of the sugar or jaggery. So once this juice is treated, we get the sugar, treated juice, and we get the crystallization, and we get a product as sugar. The first byproduct is after extracting the juice, so that is called as bagasse, so which is the waste product, which is after sucking out or after removing out the juice from the sugar cane, what byproduct that is available, that is called as a bagasse, which is again rich in cellulose and which is again rich in starch, right? So that can be used as a raw material. And we also get the byproduct here as molasses, which is very very important. So this molasses, see here, sugar we get from the sugar juice, from the syrup, and we get the byproduct as molasses. This molasses contains around 50% unutilized sugars. Crystallized sugar will be used as sugar. The byproduct liquid, which is called as molasses, that will be sent to the fermenter. The molasses is the raw material or the byproduct of the sugar industry, is sent to the fermenter, from which we can produce wine, we can produce ethanol, uh, and so on. So this is how it's a cycle. So always the industry that is producing alcohol and alcoholic beverages is always under benefit and profit, because they use cheap raw materials for the production of ethanol and other alcoholic beverages. So thank you one and all. Please, if you like the lecture, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you one and all.